Well, the history of AIT began with the passage of the penny tax in Anderson County, which enabled the facility to be built. So the facility was constructed in 2017-18 with 124,000 square feet. So it was made possible by the taxpayers. So we're excited about the fact the facility is certainly a prime facility and provides all of the training opportunities for students that they need to go in the workplace and be successful. Yeah, one of the things we did, we reached out to corporate partners immediately, even before the facility was built, to get their support in partnership both for apprenticeships and interns, but also to see if they had interest in actually doing some naming within the facility. I don't know that there's a secondary facility in the southeast other than AIT that has the corporate presence that we have here and the support we have financially from industry in the county. Well, we started out with a couple of three early on with Michelin and Bosch, and we began to expand to now we're up to about 15 or 16 major partners in the facility, and we partner with them both in terms of participation in naming rights, but also they are also employers for our interns and apprentices. Well, the pathways here are built around what we call completer programs. So there are 20 programs that we offer here, and the process here is that regardless of your career plan here, whether it's go directly to work, 2-year or 4-year, there are pathways here that you can select to move in those directions, or even the military. But we try to prepare students to be college and career ready. So regardless of what their future career may be, we try to connect to that and enable them to be able to be prepared and reach their career goals. And part of that is with certifications within the programs. And so we have, I think, 700 or 800 different certifications have been earned here in the facility as well. So it's a combination of technical development, academic, as well as certified development and accomplishment as well. Yeah, and we've grown. We've got 1,235 students. We've had almost 20% growth of the last past year. We anticipate another 10% or so growth. We could end up with 1,350 students next year. And so the growth has, in my opinion, has been phenomenal. I mean, I've been in this business for 30 plus years, and AIT has grown the fastest of any center in the state. Out of 46 centers in the state now, we're the 6th largest, and that's just been in a 3-year period. It typically takes 5 years to maximize enrollment and program enrollment as well as a full student enrollment. So we're on that path to really be full within the next couple of years.
And what are your most popular programs?
Well, I think they're sort of the traditional programs that most people would expect. Health science, auto tech, those tend to be the largest enrollment, but we're seeing other programs as well, biomedical sciences, film, welding. Obviously we turn students away there because then we have to schedule them over a 4-year period to get all the students interested in welding. That's really a popular program as well. Engineering, so the majority of our programs here are oversubscribed, but we're excited about the fact that students are really pursuing their dream. Industry is knocking the doors off here trying to find workers. I mean, we've got interns right now making $17 to $20 an hour, working 15 to 20 hours a week as an apprentice or part-time. We actually can have an agreement with the parent and student. We have a formal signing where students come in, they go through an interview process, and the company select, and then we bring the parent and student in and the employer. We have an agreement that everybody signs off on. So it's a structured learning environment, but it prepares the kids to be able to be part-time employees by going through the apprenticeship period. We pretty well stay with the basic programs and we try to give every program the opportunity to be able to maximize enrollment. And it takes 3 to 4 years for that to happen. And so when I came here, we looked at programs that we felt like that were not on the drawing board that we might could add. One of those is fire and rescue. That's a very specific interest program, and the enrollment is solid there. For example, last year in that program, it's unheard of in the state, is we placed 8 graduates in fire departments in paying jobs, not volunteer, but actually in fire departments. The reason we're able to do that in that program is Mr. Benoit actually has the training to put kids through live fire training because he's an instructor at the Fire Academy. So our faculty is very, very highly qualified, and so that enables our students to grow more than in what I call a normal kind of school environment.
Fine-tuning what you've got?
Fine-tuning, I think the 2 areas that we're looking at right now are artificial intelligence. I sit on the Education Oversight Committee at state level, and I've been working with state leaders to put funding in to get that curriculum built. I think that funding will be available. We're looking at pilot sites. AIT is one of those pilot sites where we would have that program. It's getting a major push from industry, BMW, Arthrex, Bosch, these major companies, First Quality, Michelin, all of them are heading in that direction. The second program we're looking at is the autonomous vehicle. That's becoming a major push right now among car dealers right now because of the future of that particular platform. And we think in the next 5 years, probably greater than 50% of the cars on the road will be, to some extent, autonomous, if not fully autonomous. Yeah, this is basically an electric car vehicle, and I mean, cars now have, this sudden stop, capability. They changing lanes. There's artificial intelligence already in those vehicles. So when you look at electric vehicles, autonomous vehicles, and artificial intelligence, all of that connects because it's really having machines to act in human ways and making human decisions. So if you're driving a car and you come to a crosswalk, it can identify an object, a human or an object at the crosswalk. It will stop. That's part of the autonomous part of the vehicle, but it's artificial intelligence.
When you launched, you were here almost a year and COVID hit. And how did that impact the program and the growth? And not your timetable off? Are you still on schedule?
Well, one of the things, Greg, is the fact that during that period of time, we were out probably a couple of months, but the districts made the decision that we would remain face-to-face. And so that put us, I think, to an advantage because across the state is that enrollments in centers like ours dropped about 35 to 40%. I think even the technical colleges had some challenges as well. During that period of time, we grew. And what we did with students who had to quarantine, and we had some situations where a class may had to quarantine, is we used the virtual vehicle to be able to work with those students. Then we brought them back in on Saturday to get caught up. And to be honest with you, our students performed at the same level they performed if it had been here in class all the time. I mean, they were able to stay current. We have districts 3, 4, and 5. Superintendent Hipp is obviously in District 3, and D. Christopher, who came in, the superintendent of Anderson 4, and then Superintendent Wilson in 5, they make up the board, and they're very, very supportive of AIT. And I think their leadership has been demonstrated with the enrollment, and they're very committed to serve all students. And I think having those kinds of leaders, it filters down into the high schools and the guidance counselors. And so you have this culture of doing what's best for all students. And we have outstanding students in all 3 districts, high achieving students, high performing. And it's a tremendous experience to be able to engage students from these districts in terms of what they're capable of doing. And many of them get recognized here that would not get recognized in a regular high school. Well, what we try to do is build a pathway to 2- and 4-year college, just like we do apprenticeships with industry. We want to build dual credit opportunities with 2- and 4-year colleges. I would say we have strong partnership with Tri-County as well as Anderson University. Anderson University is offering their engineering program here on our campus, courses here. We're working with them to get dual credit for our students with Anderson University and engineering pathway. There's a connection to Tri-County Tech with AU as well. So we're trying to sort of close that circle to where whatever the student wants to do, there's a path through here to whatever path they may take in the 20 programs. There's opportunity. And we have the opportunity here too for students who, say in the biomedical sciences, to be able to get university credit, which elevates those programs to AP level. For example, in the biomedical sciences, most of those students are going to be doctors in 9% of the cases. So some high achieving students, again, they're from all 3 districts.
You got a lot of land out here.
Right.
Is there a 25-year plan to build something new, or?
There's not, but I think, the future, I think it will emerge. I think what we're seeing right now in Anderson 4 and 5, some extent, I think in 3 as well, is these housing developments are going up. I mean, it's not going to be 100 houses, it's thousands of houses that are going up. And what we're going to see, I think, is Anderson and Pendleton area, I think these high schools and districts now are acquiring land to be able to expand, because I would see the enrollment in all 3 districts increasing significantly over the next 5 years. And therefore that would increase the enrollment here as a result of that, and it might in fact necessitate expansion.
And you do have room here to grow if y'all do want to.
We do have room to grow, and I think the land acquisition here that's available is adequate to take care of the future growth.